Struggle to pay off back taxes. According to the IRS data, millions of taxpayers owed money to the IRS. But if you're among the millions who are in debt to the IRS, we have some advice for you. Joining us now to talk all about that is CPA Kimberly Washington. Kimberly, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So what is the first step to take if you owe but not in a position to pay?
Right. The first thing you want to do is get an understanding exactly why that you owe. And the reason why you want to do that is because there may be some steps that you can take to, of course, reduce the amount that you owe. You need to review maybe your prior year tax returns. You may be able to amend tax returns as well to reduce the amount that you owe. And of course, you want to determine what amount is valid. If you do have a balance, maybe speak with a CPA, a tax professional, and determine what steps you can take so that you can reduce the amount. It could be even that you can add deductions to prior year tax returns that went overlooked so that you can reduce your tax balance with the IRS.
Now, Kim, when it comes to penalties, we know that this can increase the amount owed. What can a taxpayer do to reduce this amount?
Right. So a lot of people don't realize it. Even if you have penalties, you may be able, of course, to get it removed. There are a couple of different steps that you can take. The first thing you want to be aware of is what's called the first time penalty abatement. So if you had penalties and did not rather have penalties in the past, you may be able to get those penalties removed. Also, you may also want to consider if you had a reason for a tax return being late or whatever the case may be, you may want to request for what's called reasonable cause. That's if you had a disaster or a fire or whatever the case may be, you may want to contact the IRS to get those penalties removed.
Now, Kim, what about creating a payment arrangement? What options can you take when it comes to that?
Right, that's so important. And people may not realize it, but just picking up the phone, talking to the IRS can stop a lot of different things happening when it comes to your taxes. So make sure that you be aware of that and make sure that you do create an installment agreement. If you have a balance of less than $50,000, you may, of course, qualify for a monthly payment agreement, but you do need to contact the IRS. You can also set up a payment agreement with the IRS online. So that is some things that you do want to keep in mind.
Now, Kim, I see this all the time.
Yes.
We often see these advertisements to pay pennies on the dollar. Is this really an option?
It is, but it depends on your personal situation. So it really does depend on your personal tax situation, but you may qualify. That's also known as the offer in compromise. It's where you offer the IRS a small percentage, and of course they compromise the rest. You do want to make certain that you go to irs.gov. They have a really cool tool that you can use and put in your information, and they'll let you know whether or not you qualify, but that could also be an option for you.
I spend every end of this show picking up gems that Kim drops every single day, letting us know everything.